I want to tell you about a conversation I have with a new client who came to see me recently for some help with planning his forthcoming retirement. As James started to explain his circumstances, it became clear that he was one of the thousands of Brits who've lost track of some of his pension plans. There are an estimated 1.6 million lost pension pots in the UK, worth about 37 billion. As National Pension Tracing Day approaches at the end of October, I thought this was a great opportunity to explain how I help my clients find their lost pensions. A few years ago, the UK government launched their Pension Tracing Service website. It's a free government service that searches a database of more than 200,000 workplace and personal pensions to try to find the contact details that you may need. But before we launched into using this service, the first question I asked James was whether he's completely sure that all his supposedly lost pensions were actually lost. The reason being that rules have changed significantly over the years, and whether you've actually built up benefits could depend on when you were working. If James had left employment before April 1975, there is a good chance that his contributions will have been refunded to him. Some schemes didn't require the member to make any contributions, and if this was the case, James probably wouldn't be entitled to any pension benefits from the scheme. If James had left his employer between April 75 and April 1988 and was over the age of 26 and had completed 5 years service by the time he left, a pension may have been kept for him. But if he left with less than 5 years service, he might have had his contributions refunded. If James had left employment after 1988, which was the case for a couple of his pensions, then he's more likely to be entitled to a pension as long as he'd completed 2 years service. James was able to establish which employers he worked for and where he was likely to have accrued pension benefits. The next step was to track down those pensions. Most pension schemes must send you a statement every year, which includes an estimate of the retirement income that your pension might give you when you reach your retirement age. James had already checked to see if he'd any old paperwork which might have had the name of his previous employer's pension scheme administrator or provider, but had no luck. The next logical step was to contact his previous employers, as they were all workplace pensions. This wasn't straightforward, as a couple of the companies were no longer trading or had been taken over by other firms. If this is an option for you, you'll need to send them your national insurance number, the dates you started and stopped working for the firm, plus the dates you joined and left the pension scheme. James didn't have all these details, although he knew the original names of his companies, so I suggested he use the pension tracing service. He could do that by phoning them on 0800 731 0193 or using the link which I've put in the description below to submit a tracing request. The service enables you to find contact details for your own workplace or personal pension scheme and the contact details of someone else's scheme if you have their permission. You're not able to tell whether you actually have a pension or what the value is, and you will need either the name of an employer or of a pension provider to use the service. When you get to the website, you simply enter these details, and the name of any pension schemes that employer has will pop up along with their contact details. The site also lists previous names for any pension schemes. The website is very good. It's very simple to use. It's a good first port of call if you think you've got unclaimed pensions. In 2023, a national pensions dashboard is due to be launched, which is going to enable you to access all your pension information online securely and in one place, making planning for retirement more straightforward. It will bring together thousands of government-run defined benefit schemes, workplace schemes, and personal schemes offered by pension providers. Finally, bear in mind that if a past employer has gone bust, defined contribution pensions are run by a pension provider and are held separate from the employer, so you not lose your pensions. Defined benefits or DB schemes cannot be touched by the employer, and the Pension Protection Fund offers protection up to certain limits. If a pension provider has gone bust but is authorised by the Financial Conduct Authority, you can get compensation from the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, known as the FSCS. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please press the like button and subscribe, of course, so you never miss an episode. I'm Justin King. I'm a chartered and certified financial planner. My aim is to help you live a successful life, and that often involves understanding your money. I host a podcast called the Retirement Cafe Podcast. You might like to tune into that, or check out the description below where you can log in and find details of that. You can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, which is packed with inspiration and tips for a successful retirement. For now, I'm Justin King, helping you live your best life.